Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be a little different. It's going to be kind of vulnerable because I'm sitting down to share with you and with myself kind of as a video journal to document some progress, my reasons for why I want to lose weight. So if you've been following our channel for a while, or if you know us in person, you know that Jason and I have struggled with our weight for pretty much all of our marriage. And we did have a really successful time in 2016, early 2017, where both of us were just really on fire with exercising and maintaining our diets. And we both had lost upwards of 60 pounds apiece. And here we are in 2020, and I'm now back at step one. I've gained back all of my weight. And so I'm definitely experiencing one of those roller coasters with weight and weight loss. I wouldn't necessarily call what I go through yo-yo dieting. It's just more of yo-yo sedentariness and yo-yo choosing to not do what is right. Because I know it is successful for me to lose weight, or at least has been successful for me prior to being 41 years of age. So it's not a matter of not understanding what works, because what works is being mindful of my calorie intake and moving my body. That's just a reality for me, and I'm able to lose weight. It's a matter of keeping consistent with that and making it a lifestyle change, not just doing fad things to drop a bunch of weight at once or anything like that. This was gradual weight loss that I had previously. It was sustainable weight loss. I just stopped being mindful of what I was eating, and I stopped moving my body. And that's the hard facts about it. I enjoyed eating food, and I enjoyed laying around. So if I can uncover some of my whys, then maybe I'll be a little bit more successful this time. That's the goal. So I've been doing some Bible studies at church through women's ministry, and also some devotionals on the U app on my phone. And all of them have a component of journaling, and all of them have a component of just being very contemplative about different things. So whether or not it's thinking deeply about my faith and my walk with Jesus, thinking deeply about my marriage and my role as a wife, thinking about how I'm transitioning to being a parent to adults, and how that affects my identity as a stay-at-home, work-from-home mom. And all of those kinds of things. But one of the things that has also been something that I've contemplated and journaled a lot through some of these studies is my weight loss journey, and my issues with weight, and my issues with food, and my lack of motivation for movement. And so I've got some of my journaling here. I'm not going to read it all, but some of it hints to my whys, and I thought I would just share those in a video format so that maybe I can look back on them and be reminded whenever I do inevitably hit a plateau, or when I need motivation because I'm not seeing it on a scale, or because I haven't hit a goal in the time frame that I felt like I should have hit it, or because I just really want to eat something. And that's okay, I can eat it, but it's about not making that decision over and over and over again for a year plus until I've undone all of the hard work. So maybe if I have something to look back on and I can look at my whys, this will be helpful for me. Where should I start when it comes to my reasons for wanting to lose weight? And if you were to sit down with anybody who's put on the amount of weight that I have, and say, hey, what's your motivation? Why do you want to lose weight? I think it would be very common to hear many of the standard things. You know, I want to look better in my clothes. I want to not feel gross. I want to be healthier. I want to get compliments and things like that. And those are all fine and good. Those are great, reasons, and they're great motivations. And I wrote many of them down myself at different points throughout my journaling. I've written things like, I no longer want to hide behind people or things in photos. I want to have more clothing options than just having to go to a plus size store, or having to go to that little plus size section that has one rack, or order online plus size clothing that ranges from You know, I might be a size 18 in one size and I might be a size 26 in another brand. You know, you can never tell because sizing is just so obscure, and it seems like it's more obscure when you're heavier because of the way we carry our weight and the way fabrics lay and the way they fit your body when you have additional, you know, things to cover or things to get into the clothing. I want to just be able to have more options when I go shopping for clothing. I want to be able to sit in chairs with arms comfy. I know a lot of people talk about being able to go on an airplane. I want to be on an airplane and not have to ask for a seatbelt extender. That will be a glorious day when I don't have to worry about discreetly asking the flight attendant to bring me a seatbelt extender as I board a plane. I want to be able to cross my legs. I don't know that I've ever been a leg crosser, but because of the way that I carry my weight in my belly, if I cross my legs, it's just kind of at my ankles, and I can't really cross my legs like a normal person. If I do, my ankle is just really sitting right on top of my knee, and that's not like a comfortable, I'm sitting with my legs crossed situation. I would like to be able to wear strappy dresses and tank tops comfortably. I can wear those things now, and I do. I just am not necessarily always comfortable because of the way that my weight is carried on my body. It's just not something that makes me feel comfortable and makes me feel confident to be in. So I choose to wear those things around my home. But I would love to be able to buy a cute strappy dress and maybe layer it with something else without the worry that, oh, if I get so hot that I want to take off this layer, that I can't do that because I'm ashamed to show my body. I would like to have a chin. So I don't really have a chin. I mean, there's not really any way to say that right now. When I look back at even losing the amount of weight, I was nowhere near my goal weight when I did lose 60 pounds. I was still leagues and leagues away from a goal weight at that point. But even then I had more defined chin and jawline, and I just appreciated that. There's nothing like turning on your camera to like take a picture of something and it's forward facing or it's selfie facing and you get that view. That's just super not flattering, and that's kind of the view that I'm in just naturally all the time. So I'd like to have a chin again. When I walk, I would like to not waddle. My arms, you know, because of the way I carry my weight, I'm kind of penguin-y and my arms are just kind of out to the sides, and I would really like to just walk normally when I'm walking places. I am 5'2", and I would like to be petite and cute instead of short and squat. I would like to be able to get cuter bras. There are some really cute bras out there for larger chested ladies, but to be really comfortable when you have the amount of breast tissue that I have at my weight, you have to have a lot more material. You have to have sturdy material and structure and boning in a bra, and that just doesn't usually come in cute styles. I would like to spend less money on food so that then I have more money to be charitable or to give gifts to people or to buy things for my home instead of purchasing things that are just going to be consumed and gone, and then there's nothing to show for them except for the weight on my body. I would like to be able to shop for pants because I want new pants or capris or shorts, not because I've worn out the inner thighs of them. We are putting in a pool at our house here, and hopefully it'll be ready for swimming next season. And with that is going to come, I want to go bathing suit shopping, and I want to be able to buy multiple bathing suits so that I can swim in my pool daily with a different swimsuit. And plus size swimsuits are a hefty price, and I would love to just be able to not have to worry about buying plus size swimsuits. I'd like to be able to buy mix and match swimsuits, like tops and bottoms, not necessarily bikinis, but the two-piece, tankini things that I'm super uncomfortable in because I feel like they expose me too much. I want to get to a point where I'm comfortable in those kinds of things. And so I would like to enjoy our new pool and enjoy it in new swimsuits. With the new pool, we're going to be purchasing patio furniture, and I don't want to have to worry about weight limits for that type of thing. Furniture of any kind is expensive, and you want it to last and you want it to be good quality. But sometimes even good quality stuff at my size is a risk of breaking it down and causing it to lose its shape or causing it to not hold up for as long as it could because of the excess amount of weight that I might be putting on it. I want to be able to go on cool excursions when we go on vacations. I would love to be able to zipline, and that's just not anything that I think that I'm able to do, at least for another 100 pounds. It's not something that I'm able to do weight limit wise for some of the excursions for sure, and necessarily confidence wise. I don't know that I would feel comfortable being hooked up at the size that I am, or even slightly less, that like being at that top range of the weight limit for a zip line. I want to be comfortable and I want to enjoy myself and not be terrified that I'm gonna, break the thing and be able to actually enjoy the experience. So those are kind of my main reasons. Those are my like surface reasons for wanting to lose weight. Obviously, those things are motivating to a certain level, but like I said, they're surface. They scratch the surface and they don't necessarily sustain motivation. If I really cared about wanting to look better and look good, then that should be motivation enough for me to lose weight, but it's not. So what kind of motivation do I need to actually be successful? And so I started looking at reasons why you should want to lose weight. And my family is, my life, and I want to spend as much time as possible with them in a good quality of life. I don't want to age to a point that because of the decisions that I've made with food throughout my life, that I have medical issues as I go into, midlife and become eventually a grandma age and, go into, my silver years. I don't want to be plagued with the medical issues that come along with obesity. I mean, let's be real. When you have excess weight on your joints, when you have excess weight on your body, you're just prone to injuries, you're prone to more illnesses, you're prone to possibly needing surgeries for ailments. And on that route, if you do have to have surgeries for ailments, you're prone to higher risks of recovering from surgery. You might not have as easy of a time as recovery. Even something as not as invasive as a surgery, but just what we're living through right now with COVID-19 and things like intubation. Somebody who's obese like me is a lot harder to intubate. And obviously we've all heard that those are higher risk factors. When you've got additional risk factors to add on to a COVID diagnosis, it's harder for you to recover from that, and you might be hit harder from it. And while I don't want to live my life in fear, I definitely don't want to add to any kind of recovery or medical ailments. And I don't want to burden either of my children with caring for me in a later time, either physically or emotionally or financially. I don't want that to be anyone's burden later on in life, so I want to do something about it now. I have medical issues now that I think that losing weight would really help with. There's lady issues that I battle with now that I think that actually I know when I lost the 60 pounds before, some of the things that I battle with in my female health history, which maybe I'll do another video about that, because it's a whole thing in and of itself. When you're obese and you have female health issues, people don't talk about them, but I know full well, based off of my past experience of losing weight, that some of that is reversed. Some of the symptoms of that and some of the issues that I have to deal with chronically are not as bad when I'm not carrying as much weight in certain areas of my body. And of course, along with that, when I feel healthier, when my female issues are under control, when I've got to manage, when I'm managing that, and I have regularity of cycles and I have regularity of my hormones, I'm much more apt and much more eager to be intimate with my husband. Let's be real about that. I want to feel better and sexier, and I want to increase the intimacy with my husband. That's a very huge goal. We've got our best years ahead of us in marriage, and I want them to be the best years. I want them to be our honeymoon years and beyond. And not that we can't do that at the size that we are, because we are a perfect match for each other, but it can be better. And I know that losing weight, both of us, it would make things better. Better sleep. And when I say better sleep, I have aches and pains now as 41-year-old woman who is obese, who has had a shoulder injury from a past gym incident, who has no ACL in her knee. I'm prone to those aches and pains and whines and cracks and creaks that anybody who's aging is prone to because of injuries that my body already has. And it makes it difficult to get comfortable in bed. And so I can't sleep on this shoulder most of the time. And of course, that's the way that I want to sleep. I can't bend my leg in a certain way without potentially causing a cramp that might seize up my knee. But what really concerns me most about sleep is the possibility of getting sleep apnea. And this is something that runs in my family, and I haven't done a whole bunch of research personally about it yet, so I don't know if it's fully something that is hereditary or if it's based solely on your weight. But I know there are multiple kinds of sleep apnea, and obesity is definitely something that contributes to one of the types of sleep apnea. And if I can avoid ever being diagnosed with sleep apnea, that's a win for me, because I think emotionally having to deal with wearing a machine to basically keep me alive while I sleep would be something that mentally would be too hard for me. So if I can avoid that, all the better. So I'm going to do everything I can to avoid ever having sleep apnea. Obviously, I never want to have to deal with diabetes, and at my weight and at my size now, it is definitely something that has been a concern for me. I have done blood work recently within the last 30 days. It has all come back good and clean. So even though I had talked myself into, oh, you've given yourself diabetes, Jess, I haven't yet. But if I were to stay on the track that I had been on previously to getting back on the bandwagon, then I definitely would be heading towards that type of a diagnosis and that kind of a lifestyle. So if I can reverse that, go in a different direction, prevent myself from ever being pre-diabetic or getting to a point of being diabetic, all the better. That's just something that I wouldn't have to worry about. Medications I wouldn't have to take, all of that. So those are definitely huge things. I don't want to have to deal with worries about my heart. Cardiac arrest and heart disease are things that are just as common in women that don't get talked about as much. And of course, there's something that people who are obese battle with. Kidney issues, you're at higher risk of stroke and cancers and pulmonary issues. Nobody wants to have breathing issues in the year of COVID. So if I can prevent any of that by losing weight, then so be it. But basically what it comes down to is I just want to have a better quality of life. And I think that losing the weight will contribute to the quality of life that I have. I'll just be able to do things. I'll be more able-bodied. I won't be restricted by my weight. There are physical restrictions that I just cannot do because of my size. And those will be lifted when I don't have the weight that I'm carrying around. I'll be able to have more energy and spend more time with my young nieces and nephews and get down on the floor and play with my dogs without it being a huge ordeal. I can be around to see all of the life events of my kids, you know, see my kids graduate college, eventually move on and start their own families, maybe see grandkids one day, all of those things. And like I said, enjoy this empty nest phase with my husband to the best of its, you know, that I possibly can. So I just want to have a higher quality of life. And all of the things that I've already mentioned would definitely contribute to having a better quality of life. So that's pretty much it. Those are my whys of why I'm going to be on a weight loss journey yet again. It's kind of funny. I've looked back at the times that I've really put effort into losing weight, and it seems to be a cyclical 4-year thing for me. So I really put in some effort in the fall of 2012, really put in some effort in the fall of 2016, spring of 2017. And now here we are in the fall of 2020, and I'm back on it again. I'm determined for this to not be a roller coaster anymore. I want to be coasting down and getting off of this ride and want to go and enjoy the rest of the theme park. So with that, those are my reasons. What do you think of them? What are your reasons? Are you along for this journey with us just like you were last time? Give us an emoji down below. Give us your favorite emoji. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us some claps. Something like that. Just let us know that you're here. And thanks so much for watching. See you next time.